Hi there, music fans, and welcome to another one of my top tens, another poll. And today I thought I'd give you my top 10 favorite John Fogerty songs of all time. Now, that's just his solo stuff. I'm not including Creedence stuff. I did a top 10 last week of my favorite Creedence songs, but I thought I'd give you some of his solo stuff, top 10 favorite solo stuff, because he's written some amount of fantastic songs since the breakup of Creedence, which, as I said before, one of the greatest bands of all time. But I always think of John Fogerty was Creedence, really. He wrote the songs, he sang the songs, he played lead guitar, and he arranged the songs. John Fogerty to me is Creedence, and yeah, he always will be. And yeah, I can't wait to go and see him. I'm seeing him in a couple of weeks' time in the Tree Arena, Dublin. My first time ever seeing John Fogerty live. Absolute dream come true. I cannot wait to see this legend live in concert. But today I'm going to give you my top 10. So here's my top 10. Number 10, I have Rockin' All Over the World, which is probably the first ever John Fogerty song I ever heard. Not knowing that was a John Fogerty song, because Status Quo was played a lot in my house when I was younger. My dad was a fan, and they had a big hit with "Rocking All Over the World," and I thought it was one of their songs for years. And then years later, I found out it was written by John Fogerty. Absolutely fantastic track. I do it with the band that I'm with at the moment. We absolutely love doing that. It's a crowd pleaser. It's just a great track to perform live. So number 10, "Rocking All Over the World." Number 9, I have "Hot Rod Heart," which is just a fantastic driving song by John. I absolutely love it. Yeah, one to just blare up when you're driving. I love them driving songs, and yeah, it's one of the best. "Hot Rod Heart." Number 8 is "Deja Vu" all over again, which I heard the live version first on, I think, that 97 concert. I think he performed it live, and I absolutely loved it. And yeah, then I heard the single version, which I absolutely love as well. And I got the album, which I think is the same title, "Deja Vu" all over again. Just a fantastic track. Number 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7 is a track that was released in 2018, and just a fantastic track, "Holy Grail," and it got me just not that I ever went off John Fogerty, but it got me into to listening to being obsessed again after a few years of just listening to him occasionally. I actually became obsessed with listening to CCR and John Fogerty after I heard this track in 2018, the last 5 years. "Holy Grail," just absolutely love it. So number 6 is "Rock and Roll Girls," just a great track. I think it's from the Center Field album, which is my favorite of all John Fogerty's solo stuff. And yes, Center Field is number 5. The title track, absolutely love it. I love that opening riff, which sounds to me very like Richie Valens' La Bamba, which I absolutely love as well. Just a great rock and roll song. "Rock and Roll Girls," love it. Center Field, just a beautiful just guitar on it, and absolutely love that track. So number 4, a song I first heard is sung by Ricky Nelson again. Not knowing that was a John Fogerty song. Ricky Nelson had an album out in the early 80s called "Playing to Win." And as you know, I'm a big Ricky Nelson fan. Loved Ricky Nelson as a kid. So I had this album. I think I bought it secondhand, and this was the opening track on the album. And then years later, I found out that was written by John as well. "Almost Saturday Night." Yeah, just a fantastic song. I know that Dave Edmonds had a big hit as well in the 70s with it. And I love the version that's on this album as well with Keith Urban. Absolutely fantastic album this is. And yeah, I have another song from this album as my number 3. "Mystic Highway," another fantastic driving song, which I absolutely love. Yeah, "Mystic Highway," just a fantastic track. So number 2 is Blue Moon. Blue Moon Nights, absolutely fantastic song. It reminds me a little bit of "Looking Out My Back Door" by Creedence, also written by John, of course. But yeah, just a fantastic track. I love the acoustic guitars on it. Yeah, so that leaves me with my number 1 of all the John Fogerty songs. Even if I was to include the Creedence stuff in it, I think this would be my second favorite John Fogerty song of all time, after Fortunate Son. But if I'm just counting the solo stuff, this is my favorite, and it's Old Man Down the Road. Just a fantastic. We all know the history. He was sued by the guy who owned the rights to all the Creed and stuff in the 80s. He was sued because it sounded too much like Run to the Jungle. Apparently, the chorus was very similar, and yeah, and why not? Because they were written by the same guy. Of course, they're gonna sound similar. But they're absolutely ridiculous to get to get done for plagiarizing yourself. I think he's probably the only musician in the history who got sued for plagiarizing himself. Absolutely laughable. But yeah, still a fantastic track, and I'm really hoping John performs this in a couple of weeks' time in Dublin. As I say, can't wait. And yeah, so that's my top 10 favorite John Fogerty songs of all time. And I yeah, it was just for fun. I can't wait for the gig. Absolute dream come true. And yeah, so if you have any comments, leave them in the section below. Until then, thank you and bye.